Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills. I am trying to get my tablet to cooperate. I don't know why it's giving me so much trouble. I mean, granted, it is older, but, I mean, it should still work, right? So, I've got a pretty fun, oh, there it is, yay. I've got a pretty fun technique for you guys. Oh, now it's going the wrong way, so I may not be able to see your comments as well as I would like, but I will check them after the video, just so y'all know. Okay, so here we go. I have talked about this suite a few times now. Just a reminder, I recently did something with this beautiful paper. Oh, love it. I think that video went live. Oh, I know I have one recorded for Saturday, so that might be the one that's using this paper. But anyway, I wanted y'all to know that that's part of the suite. And, you know, there's that suite sale that's going on right now where it might take a minute to figure out what it means. But so say you decided you really like this suite. You want the paper, you want the dies, you want the stamps, you want the bling, you want the what are these called? Masks, I think. Hang on, let me see. Yep, decorative masks. This is what we're going to be playing with today. So let's say that you decide, okay, I'm going to buy this whole suite. Now you can go look at all the other suites that are currently available, whether they are in the annual catalog, or I'm pretty sure any suites that are currently available to you as a customer. Demonstrators have the luxury of, there's some new suites coming up, and we were able to put them on our pre-order, and those did count. So I'm assuming anything even online will count. But you could order a whole nother suite, and whichever of the two suites costs less, you will get that suite half off. Now, if you don't want the whole suite, you just want a suite, like say this one, and then you said, okay, this is part of another suite, okay? You said, I want this stamp set or this stamp set and bundle, or whatever, and you didn't want the whole suite, although I would recommend it. It's pretty nice. You would get that item because you've bought this one. You would get this item at half price. So, but be cautious, because let's say you put this item on there and then you decided to add an extra set of bling. It's going to take it off the bling. So don't do that. Okay. So anyway, if you have any questions about that, let me know. Anyway, I brought this out there because I have some samples that I use that on, but I'm not using it today. This is out here because I am using this stamp set, Time to Celebrate, with our project today. And then I am actually not using a single stamp from this. I know. What? I will be using these. I'm not even going to use the dies. I've used them in my other samples, which I'm going to show you. But I'm going to be using these templates. Now, I know y'all know how to use these masks. They're masks, Carrie, not templates. I know y'all know how to use them, basically. In case you don't, this is a very quick tutorial. You would start with, say you're going to do this. You would start with this, color it in, add this one on top of it. Not on top, you would move them. But there's little marks on it. Color that one in, and then here's the third one that you would add, and then there's the leaf ones. So with that scenario, maybe you would end up with something like this. Now, I accidentally got green on the edge of this when I was doing something else. So I just added more to it. That's the only reason that looks like that. But I was okay with it. I'm like, okay, this works. It's fine. But anyway, that's how this happened. You can see there was a light. I want to say that was Fresh Freesia was this light color. And then I used Highland Heather for this. And then the next one was Gorgeous Grape. Okay, and this is actually colors I'm using: Granny Apple Green and Old Olive for those two colors. So just so you know, that is how these turn out. Here's another one that I did with the other template. Okay, I'm going to be using these colors today, but I'm not creating this card. What I'm going to create for you guys is this card, but I'm going to do it in yellow because I already did it in pink, so I'm going to try something different. But I want to show you how did I do it to get the leaves behind, and I'm just using it a little bit differently. Also, I'm using, oh, and I didn't pull them out, but they're handy. These are those rub-ons that we use, and you can see I've done some embossing, so we're going to do that too. I don't normally like to emboss on a live because it's loud, you know, it is. But if you'll bear with me, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I have some Daffodil Delight. This is my card base, all right. Then I have some of our silver foil, and as you know, I am cheap. So I purposely didn't cut it out all the way so you guys could see. I used my my trimmer to cut out sort of a frame from this. Now I have this piece that I can still use. It's a lot of foil to go underneath what I'm going to be doing. So let me put that aside. So anyway, this is going to go on top of that when I'm done. All right, so I'm going to use this, and I'm going to grab some paper. We'll use this one. This is an old, you can see it's Christmassy. Christmassy. I'm going to use that for now, and we're going to recreate this. All right. So I don't need those anymore, I don't think. Okay, so let me grab those rub-ons before I forget. Here they are. They come in silver and gold. For this one, I'm going to use silver. You get two of each sheet, and the sheets are identical, silver or gold. Okay, so that's where we are with that. Okay, so here is my first tip for this, for doing it this way, because I just want the flowers. And if you look at the stamp is the flower and the leaves. So y'all can see that, right? So I don't want the leaves. So this is what I did. I have some Post-it note that is like a full sheet of sticky. And so I wanted to be able to cut out the leaf area. But what I had to do was I took the stick, I inked up the leaves, and I took the sticky and pressed it on it, and then I could see where they were. Okay, if that makes sense. But whatever it is you use, but I love this sticky. So let me get these on here, because I don't want those leaves to be showing. So I want to make sure I get them all. I feel like I'm missing a tip. That doesn't make sense. Pardon my head if it's in the view. What is going on? You know, best laid plans of mice and men, right? Okay. All right. So now I've got that. Now I'm going to take the gray granite, and I will tell you that that's what I did for this stamp. I stamped the whole image in gray granite. That helped me so much when aligning the masks. Okay. So now open up my ink pad, and I'm going to ink up just the flower, and you got to remember to remove that, right? And I am going to stamp the flowers up here, and then I want to ink it again. Oh, see, I knew that leaf wasn't being covered. What's up with that? So I am going to fix that for this next one, because I don't know how that happened. It looks like it's cut perfect, but it isn't, apparently. Because, you know, I did the cutting, and you know how I feel about perfection. And that's not right either. I'm trying really hard, you guys. to get this right. It was probably right. I'm just not setting it right because I want to get the whole flower design. And I want to cut out the stems. And so because I don't want that little piece showing again, it's not sticking, so I'm going to hold it in place. Oh, don't you hate that? I'm going to hold it in place while I ink this up again. And hope that helped. All right. Move that aside and try to wipe some of this off my finger because I'm going to get it everywhere. Should have had some baby wipes handy, right? Then I'm going to take this one and I am going to stamp it here in the corner. Like so. Still got it. But it's okay. It'll get covered up with the leaves. All right, so I'm done with this stamp now. So I'm going to set that aside. I am done. I think I am done with the gray also. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. So this is gray granite, in case you were wondering. Okay, so now what I want to do is, your templates come in order. There are numbers. I didn't mark them this time, but there are numbers on them. They're kind of hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see that. Pardon my messy nails. But they are marked. These particular ones are marked 1 through 5. Okay. And you can always tell if you have them right because that's where the numbers are. And you'll know if they're upside down or not. The numbers are uppy. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this, and you can use like a temporary adhesive or something to do this. These little registration marks are actually to help you line up each one. But I have found, since I've been using the gray granite, I don't really need to do that. Maybe I have to hold it a little bit better, but I don't have to do that. So here are my yellows. My darkest one is Daffodil. Oh, yeah, Daffodil Delight. And then Lemon Lolly. And then the last one I'm going to use is a new in color called Peach Pie. So we're going to start with the light one, Lemon Lolly, which is really hard to read. And I wrote it on here, but I use this color so much that I've rubbed it off. So probably need to make a label, right? All right, then I'm going to grab my yellow blending brush. I'm going to ink it up. And then just, whoops, get it where I want it. And then just hold it in place and make it yellow. As light or as dark as you want, you guys. And I like that it's not even. Like, you know, see, these petals might be darker than the ones up here. You know, have you looked? Flowers are not like a solid color. So, so I've done that one. So now I'm going to turn this and do the same thing here. This might be a little bit longer video because of me doing all this coloring. Got to figure out how it goes, you guys. And I thought about making this a recorded video because then I could stop, do the rest of them, and restart so you didn't have to watch all this. But I do that so often. And I thought you guys might like to see the whole process. So, here we go. And try to get this in place. I'm going to mop that one. I'm going to darken that one up. Okay. So now, I mean, this is pretty just by itself. It looks good, right? But then we're going to go on to the next dark color, which is Daffodil Delight. And I think I've mentioned to you guys before, this is before we changed our ink pads to this new style, but it's the same ink. So I'm just like you. There is no reason to toss them all out and get all new ones. Now, when they changed to the pad itself, I did get all new ones because we used to have, these are foamier, and we used to have the ones that had like the fabric on them. Is that right? Am I doing that backwards? Anyway, so this will be the last color. I don't know why I opened that. So now what I'm going to do is I can see, and this is where the registration marks might be helpful. I'm just going to eyeball it, but this little registration mark, like if I were going to do that, I might set it on here and then make a mark on my paper. Yeah, Crystal, I do too. I love the layering masks. They are kind of addictive. I'm just trying to make sure I am where I think I am with this. Okay. I'm going to ink this all up now in the Daffodil Delight. Same thing, your dark and your darkening of places, totally up to you how you want to do it. I mean, look at already. So cool. So cool. So now I'm going to do this one up here. And again, bear with me while I figure it out. It always takes me a minute or 10 to do that. The registration marks, yes, they would have helped. I know. I didn't want to use them, okay? I'm an eyeballer. All right. And sometimes I live to regret that. I mean, I know that's a fact. All right. So now we're going to add again. I think I'm going to darken that center a little bit more. All right. So now there's layer 2. Isn't it pretty? It's already so pretty. All right. So now I am done with this brush. I'll clean it off just to show you guys. You should maybe do. I don't, because it's yellow. I might check it before I use it again in case I'm using like Lemon Lolly, and like now I just used Daffodil Delight. It's a little bit darker, so I might check it, you know, before I use that next color. But now I have my oranges one, and I think that this, what is this called? Peach Pie is kind of orangey. So now I will grab, may as well do the top one since I just did that. And again, registration marks might matter. One thing I know just from using it is there's a little do hickama-bobber right there, and I know where that goes. I thought I did. No, I'm not so sure. Oh, there it is. It's right there. It's right there. So I know it goes onto this petal on this particular flower. And that was just because the first time I ever used it, I actually used the registration marks. I did. But now it's called eyeball. And all I want to do is make sure that everything is inside the actual flower itself and not sticking outside the flower. Because there's another one of those little lines that's down here. And I wouldn't want that floating out in space. Now this one is orangey. So look at that. So cool. So cool. So now I'm going to do the same thing here. Line it up. Okay. Sometimes you gotta just keep playing. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I'm getting it. I promise. There we go. That's what was wrong. Sometimes I have to lean back because the lighting doesn't let me see it as well. It's like it all shines out, you know? Okay. I need a third hand. You could take, if you tape this down or use like a temporary adhesive, on your masks, then you would have your third hand. But there we go. Now I have my beautiful, beautiful flowers. They're so pretty. And I see I got a little yellow here. I don't care. I'm fine with it. If it really bugs me, I'll just do yellow around the edges. I'll hold on to my yellow. This is my orange, so I don't want to do it with that one. All right. Now we're going to do the leaves. And if you look, my leaves are everywhere, right? So obviously I want a mask. So what I did was I stamped 2 of the stamp with the flowers. And I'm going to just cover them. You guys have seen this and probably done it yourself. Look, I can see a bunch of lines where I inked the wrong. I didn't have my mask right on my stamp when I stamped the flowers on that side. And then there's one there. It's all right because we're going to be putting leaves everywhere, right? So don't sweat it. I mean, unless you like totally screw up, just keep going. And in my mind, when I totally screw up, I keep going, especially if it's a new idea. And I'm going to tell you on this pink one here, right there, there are things like that underneath the leaves that you may not be able to see, but they are there. Trust me. Okay, so now I have those nice and covered. If you guys can find this, I know we sell, or at least we did, I think they're still online. We sell like a masking sheet, okay? But if you're, you know, not putting in a big order, although now with the sale, I would, but then I would suggest you go to an office supply store or something. All right, so this is actually the leaf that goes with the, oh, it's my favorite flower and I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, that. But I want to use these. Now, this is one of the other dyes, and you guys have seen me do that where I press the dye into the ink before I cut it out. And at first, I was like, I started to think, oh, I don't want all those bubbles on the dye. But then I said, well, let's see what happens. And I kind of like it because it makes the leaves look speckly, which could mean they're diseased. I don't know. But hydrangeas. Thank you, Crystal. Yes, hydrangeas. So now here's the thing with this. This has stems going off because it is made to match up with the flowers. But the last thing I would want to do is stick them, let's see where I'm, stick them like that. I mean, I could because that stem would go off, but I don't want a stem just hanging off in the middle of my card. I don't mind it in places like here. So I'm just going to not panic about those stems going off to nowhere. You know, sometimes art is subjective. Sometimes you want to be perfect. If you do want to be perfect, you can put a little piece of tape or a little Post-it note, cut it to fit over these little thingies here. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. So, but I'm starting with template number 4. And I am going to try and follow what I did here. I think I had them down like this. I'm trying to remember. It looks really different. I'm going to put it down like so. Like that. And then I'm using Granny Apple Green for my start. And like I said, I've been using, this is my green brush, and I used Old Olive on it. So I'm going to scrub it off a little bit. You can wash them and let them dry. I would not put them in the dishwasher. These puppies are really sturdy because I'm pressing pretty hard, you guys. So they're pretty sturdy. So get that where you want it. And then with the masks, you can get kind of a cool look. I'm trying to get it where I'm happy with it, you guys. Where the leaves are going and everything. And I can see, I think I started with this one. I think that's what's going on. I think I started this way. There we go. We'll start like that. Maybe. Like so. All right. And I like to make sure the edges are pretty dark. Now I can see there's a little bit of a leaf floating over here. So I'm going to go ahead and get it because why not? Okay. So now I have that, but see how when I rubbed it more, I got kind of an outline that's going to help me line up my other ones. And then I am going to put some up here like that. Now I don't want this stem, so I'm going to skip the stem on this one. And I'm going to go over here and get these little guys. And it is not going to look the same. Oh, missed it. That's okay. It is not going to look the same on every one. So see, I skipped that stem too, sort of. It kind of showed up because I moved it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to put another leaf there. There we go. All right. That is a mess, but it's okay. It'll fix itself in just a minute. All right. I hope it will. Anyway, that is my plan. So we're going to do this. Now, lining this one up is going to be a little bit more difficult because I'm kind of going all over the place, right? And see that? That's going to bug me. So what I'll do is I will take this, move it up, and just get some in just that spot. So now my stem goes farther up. I got a little bit there. Whatever. No big deal. Then I want a little bit more leaf in this area here. So all right. Now I have about where I want my leaves to be. Now I can take this piece, and I'm going to be using Old Olive now. This is darker, so I didn't really need to worry about that. And I am going to find this one. And I know that those are the leaves that go with that. And there's the stem. So I am lining it up with that. Okay? So I got that. Is it perfect? No. If you get this card from me and it isn't perfect, shh, don't say nothing. Just, hey, Carrie made me a card. That's how it works, people. So I think that was an add-on. It was. So I'm going to very quickly do an add-on little spot there. Okay. That did nothing. That did nothing, you guys. Now I'm really making a mess here. Better. Not great, but better. So see, now I have these here. That one there. I don't need to worry about these because they're on the Post-it. So this is a little bit more complicated. I understand that. You're putting a little more into your work, but you're going to end up with getting more out of your work. This one actually turned out a lot better than this one's turning out. So let's just remember that I do know how to do it correctly, even if it doesn't always look like that. So I think these go here like so. Okay, it looks really bad because it's coming up on top, I hope. because it's coming on top of this and it's very confusing right now. So now this is the last one. And I know that that is the stem. These are the leaves. So. There we go. Okay, now I got them all. Now the first time I saw this, I was like, why does it suddenly have a dark, just like a dark line in this stem? I don't know. But it looks cool. So I don't argue. I'm just not going to argue. Now I'm going to peel off carefully my thing. See what a difference it makes? And I would definitely have a baby wipe or something handy because I am a little worried about my fingers messing this up. Okay, so now I have this, right? So now, before I put on my, I'm not even sure if that's going to fit on this one because, let me see. Yeah, oh, I cut this one smaller. Huh. So I may put something else in that corner. But I do want to do the let's celebrate. Now, here's my trick with this, okay? I was worried that the silver would not show up the way I wanted it to. So I did this as an experiment. This was my experiment card. I think it kind of turned out okay, right? So what I'm going to do first is I am going to stamp it in Old Olive, my sentiment. Okay? Time to celebrate. And I'm going to put that right here. There. So now I can see that. Now I want to clean, forgot my mist. I use the big bottle of mist. I don't know about you guys. The big bottle does not come with a spray top. This was from Hairspray, I think. And then I just keep the piece that goes inside our scrubber handy. And I just use it until it won't clean anymore, and then I know, oh, it's time to go rinse this out. I do like the little pink foam ones, but I just tend to want it, I don't want to keep wetting it. It's irritating to me, okay? I'm just telling you the truth. So, that is that. Set that aside. So I'm done with this, and it's had a second to kind of dry up. Now I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and if you're using a sentiment that's not from a clear photopolymer stamp, I would recommend the Stamparatus if you have it. This is why it's great to watch what you do. We learn how to fix things as we go. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know who said that. Who said that? Oh, Crystal. Yeah, it's, yeah. I get really discouraged with those people that are perfect too. But this is what I'm thinking. They've either been doing it a very long time, or they're stopping and starting their videos. Okay? Which I used to do. It's just too much. But I will tell you, you guys all know I'm into like Bible journaling. I am not an artist without stamps. And I see people that can paint and draw like, oh, it's like they'll do a picture of Jesus in their journal, and it looks like a photograph. Like, I will never be that person. Okay, so now I've put some embossing buddy on that. Now I'm going to use my Versamark ink to ink this up. And I'm going to do my best to have it almost over it. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit lower so it kind of gets a shadow. Pardon my head. I'm going to move this down so I can see you guys. I'm sorry. And lining it up is an experience. That's why your Stamparatus or your Stamp-A-Majig is going to be your friend. Okay, so now that's on there. So now I'm going to go sprinkle this in silver. I have my silver in a drawer. So, see, I keep it all in a drawer. I have one of those little, it's got 3 drawers. I have a couple of them, and that's where I keep my embossing powder. This is the old embossing powder. The new embossing powder is much prettier. I do have it, but I don't want to mix them. So now I have that. And if you are worried about anything fuzzing up, then, you know, use a brush. All right, now it's going to be loud. I'll try to spare you guys the sound, but it's kind of hard. There you guys see it. It's kind of hard to avoid the sound. But as this starts to heat up and turn silver, you should be able to see that I am slightly off. There, it's starting to go. I don't know, you can't really tell. But I don't know if stamping it first in the old olive made a difference. But I think it did. So we're going to run with that, okay? We're going to run with it. All right. So now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Because there's not enough space and it might not look the way I want it to. So I think I might use these. Trying to decide if I think I might use this on there in a different way, like flip it over. So this is the way I do it. Is this the right way to do it? I have no idea. I did not watch a video on it, but I am going to cut this out, what I want to use. I can see there's a dot there. And you want to be careful because I can feel it wanting to stick to my fingers a little bit, just a little bit. And then I think I'm going to put it this way. And I'm just going to see where it's landing. I don't really want it on my Celebrate too much. A little is fine. But then you're going to lay that down. And you can rub with your finger or your bone folder. Do you guys remember doing this? And look, it already is starting. You can feel it start to lift. But you just keep doing it until it has transferred all of the silver. You got to be careful around my embossing there. And now I have silver splooch. I like this better, but this will do, right? And really, if I wanted to, I could have done half and then moved some up here. But I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I don't know. Sometimes we just make art, and art becomes what art wants to become. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to move that out of the way. And yes, you guys, I know that I could have gotten that ink all over my glass mat and wiped it off. I don't want to. I am probably one of the laziest stampers you will ever meet, you guys. Oh, and I have to tell you this. So I placed an order yesterday because there's a new suite coming out that I really was excited about. Am excited about, I guess I should say. Oh, and I'm using tear and tape because this is going on foil. You guys know I love my green glue. But anyway, and I wasn't thinking, I was so excited about that one. So I ended up getting some bling as my half price item, which is why I know you don't want to do that. And then today I went, dang it, I wanted to order this other suite, which I could have gotten at half off, but I didn't. So now that suite is sitting in my cart, and I'm trying to decide. I have so many of the suites. So I'm like, is there anything else that I want? I know the circle punch that is new is available. So that's in my cart. I'm going to hurry and order that before that disappears. I love punches, you guys. I love dies, but I really, really, really love punches. I think they're awesome, especially if you're doing something. I know, isn't that horrible, Crystal? Don't you feel bad for me? Please say yes. Sometimes I just need a little sympathy. So anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to decide. I'm actually looking at, let me show you. Now, here's my thing. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you're gay or straight or any of the other alphabet letters. I don't care. But don't mess with God. My personal opinion. So the fact that they use the rainbow has always bugged me. And I have been fighting getting stuff with rainbows. But then I thought, you know what? I know what the rainbow really represents. It's God's promise to us, right? So now I am looking at the boho vibes. So I'm thinking of ordering this. And this one's pretty inexpensive. So I'm thinking of ordering this because this whole bundle is only the whole suite. It's here somewhere. There it is. $63.50 for the whole suite. And it's fun. And it's got some cute stuff, right? And then when I ordered this, for some reason, I ordered it individually and I didn't order the sweet blooms, which now, of course, I've seen it used a million times and I have FOMO. So I can get that at half price, which is better than half price off some bling, right? Because that's $51.25. So I'll get it for like, you know, let's say $26 just to round it up. But anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. Do you guys like that little bundle of stuff? It's got some cute sayings in it, and I've seen so many other things that can be done with those little rainbow shapes. And I'm reclaiming God's rainbow. You know what? I know it's Pride Month. I'm sorry. I do not want to offend anybody. I really don't. I am a Christian. I am not judging what you believe. I guess I am judging you taking God's flag. His rainbow for your flag. I will give you that. So I'm sorry, but anyway, totally off topic. But so I'm thinking of ordering it. I am going to think of ordering it because I don't need to avoid rainbows because, you know, I don't know. Just ignore me. Oh, I'm just being silly, I suppose. But, I don't know. I've probably had like 5 people turn me off now since I said that. At least. Sorry. I still love you. Okay. My friend is going to give me a hard time that I said that. Sorry. I am me, you guys. I am just open and honest, and I say what I think. And you can take me for who I am, just like I'm going to take you for who you are. Anyway, off my high horse. I'm so sorry. Okay, so there's my 2 cards. What do you think? I really like the yellow flowers, but I still think I like this one better. But it's up to you. But you see my boo-boos, they're kind of still in there, but you don't really see them anymore, especially with the splotches of silver on there, because that's pretty cool. And then here's the other 2 that I made. I think you can see all of these. I think. Yeah, you can. Okay. Don't forget, if you want Stampin' Up! Products, I am your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan, memoryinkers.com. That is my stamp, directs you right to my Stampin' Up! Website. So much shorter than carriebeglow.stampinup.net, right? So, okay. All right, you guys. Have a blessed and wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes for me and my husband. We had a great time. We went to Olive Garden, and they gave us that free dessert. Oh, my God. I couldn't even eat it all. It was like I ate half, and the rest is waiting for me, as well as my food. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, have a great day, you guys. See ya.